EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Martich here with your outlook for November 6, 2018. Starting off with the GFS here for today, we have a cold front that's going to be moving through the region, and with that front, it's not going to be a too long of a duration thing, but we will have the opportunity for some heavier rain embedded with that as it moves eastward, and we will also have the opportunity for some gusty winds with the front, but the gusty winds will only be associated with the front itself, so probably like a 3 or 4 hour period of gusty winds that you could see some gusts 35 to 45 miles per hour in top gusts. We move this forward here on the GFS, and you can see this is later this morning. It's going to be moving in generally early to mid-morning across the region, and then continuing into the afternoon hours, and will diminish late afternoon or early evening. And you can see that this moves off the coast after that point, and we are left with nothing but dry conditions for the overnight period. So let's get over to the NAM high-res future simulated radar. I'm going to start this off at 7 a.m. on Tuesday. You can see out here in our western zones already getting some showers, and you can see the yellows indicating some embedded heavier rain. That's going to move eastward with time. Here's at 9 a.m. we should have that the showers at least making it to the eastern part of the state, or far eastern parts of the state, but you still have this embedded heavier rain that's going to move in during the late morning hours. And then at some point we're going to have maybe a semblance of a squall line right here. You can see that showing up here on the NAM high res. This is back here extending from York County all the way up into Luzerne County, Lackawanna County. Along that line there could be some gusty winds. I don't think this is going to be something that's going to be overly high for these areas down in here. I think this is just going to go up here like in this direction like this with the heaviest amounts of rain. So these areas up where I have the arrow pointed, that's going to be generally a ½ inch to 3/4 of an inch of rain, and that's mostly because of that squall line coming through. Most of that comes with that. Further south, you probably could be under 1/4 of an inch of total rain today, which is kind of the opposite of yesterday. Yet these areas down here actually did yesterday a little bit more in terms of rainfall. But as this moves eastward, it's going to kind of fall apart a little bit. You can see that as it crosses the Delaware River in New Jersey, it just kind of falls apart as we get to late evening. But back in the interior, this is now looking at 6 p.m., and you can see it has already started to move away, and the drying out process will begin. I don't think you're going to see the sun tomorrow, or if you do, it's going to be out here in these areas and very late. Okay, so for most areas we're not going to see the sun today. And again, the gusty winds are going to be an issue with the front itself. This is looking at 9 a.m. and is already reaching our western zones. As we move forward in time, watch the progression of this. You can see any of these oranges that you see here are over 35 miles per hour. The darker oranges are over 40, and these colors that are here in the darkest of oranges, or reddish orange here, or possible 50 mile per hour gusts. So there's going to be some pretty gusty winds with the front itself, and as it moves eastward, here's 1 p.m., here's 2 p.m. You can see it gets over to the far eastern part of the state here at that point, consistently showing gusts between 35 and 45 miles per hour, maybe even a top gust here above 45. We've got a couple 48 showing here, even a 51 here around Allentown. We'll see. Sometimes this doesn't always translate to surface wind. The wind speed gusts don't always translate to this down to the surface. But if we do have any look like this, with any convective type elements here. I'm not saying necessarily thunderstorms, it could be embedded thunder, but just a convective nature to this line might be able to pull some of those stronger winds not too far up above the surface, but probably about 4,000 or 5,000 feet, and pull those down to the surface, or at least some of them. And that's where you get your gusty winds. But it looks like the gusty winds part of it is only about a 3 to 4 hour period. So we'll now look at the rest of the week. Once this clears, we are dry on Wednesday. We have looks like a partly cloudy day for most of us. Then we go to mostly sunny skies here on Thursday. And temperatures won't be too chilly behind this front. The cold air is a little bit delayed behind this front, so it's not going to get in here for Wednesday. Still kind of mild, not as warm as today, but still mild nonetheless on Wednesday. As we get to Thursday, we start cooling off a little bit. Temperatures drop back about another 5 degrees. And then we have another system coming in here late in the week, increasing clouds Thursday night, and this is just primarily a rain event. It could be some heavy rain with this as well. But it does not look like this is going to be a windy system this time. But either way, we're going to get more rain here at the end of the week. And this goes right into Friday evening. And yes, that is some snow showing up here in western Pennsylvania at the tail end. There could be some change of snow out in those areas. Of course, that is out of our region. They look like the mountains of western Pennsylvania. They could get into that action. Maybe a few flurries getting up into far northeastern Pennsylvania on the tail end of this. But this wraps up Friday evening, and then we clear overnight, and then Saturday looks like it's going to be partly to mostly sunny, and that mostly sunny theme continues right into Sunday. So it's going to be a chilly weekend, very chilly in terms of high temperatures and low temperatures. Actually, ball temperatures is going to be in the 40s for highs both days, generally on either side of 45 degrees from north to south. And then at night, we're going to be below freezing in many locations going into Sunday morning. So Sunday morning is going to be very cold, and then we are still going to be in the middle 40s again on Sunday. Might get up close to the upper 40s and near 50 on Monday, but we are dealing with partly cloudy skies, it looks like, for Monday, and that rounds out your 7-day outlook. I'm Eastern PA Weather Authority meteorologist Bobby Marters. That is your outlook for November 6th, 2018. Have a great Tuesday.